Hello sparkly people, welcome back to my channel and my bedroom. It's Vlogmas and today we're doing something different. We're talking burning burlesque topics. Let's go. We're back in my kitchen. So while we're here, let's chat about this. The past couple of days, everybody has been sending me this advertisement for an audition for burlesque dancers for the show on, I think it's Amazon Prime, The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Now, in previous seasons of this particular show, Mrs. Maisel, Midge, has performed in burlesque clubs because that's where comedy was performed in the 1950s. It was all part of the original burlesque show. But in this particular advertisement for burlesque dancers, they specified it was a white-only posting. Basically, they were looking for white burlesque dancers between the ages of 18 and 40 to play burlesque dancers comfortable in dressing in pasties and a G-string, obviously, because you're a burlesque dancer, in a 1950s club. Everybody sent this to me. Saying you should go, you should go. But obviously I'm not white. We just had a conversation about how the burlesque industry, the movie industry, the television industry, the entertainment industry needs to be more open to people of color. For them not to recognize people of color in burlesque is pretty much like erasure. Maybe a plot point, it may be, who knows. I just personally think that we're past the point as a society where we can cast whites only, especially in a show like this, where they've included all types of people of color. Why erase people of color in burlesque in this show when you have an opportunity to showcase all the different types of burlesque? So, at the same time, there has been a big conversation in burlesque about performative allyship, and this particular advertisement really showed performative allyship. Bellison is really the one who really pointed this out to me, because I had all these people send this to me, but I had fellow burlesquers who were reposting it and talking about, oh, I'll go, I want to be in there, if somebody could just get me some lodging, if somebody could just get me there. It's like you were completely ignoring the fact that the advertisement was specifically whites only, but you definitely jumped in line for it real quick without even saying anything like, hey, why is it particularly whites only? For me, I agree with Bellison absolutely and totally and completely. This performative allyship, because if you were really an ally, you would have questioned it. I mean, that's not to say that they might have a good reason as to why they're doing it. It might be a plot point. I'm not negating that. However, again, you jumped in line to get the part first before asking the question. That's what bothers me. And there's a lot of you out there, and that's messed up. I'm just saying. I'm not sure if I've worded that even remotely appropriately. All I'm saying is there are people of color in burlesque. There have always been people of color in burlesque. We've been there since the beginning. We're here now. For a whites only casting for this particular genre, especially with the climate of our country as it is right now and our community as it is right now, I feel like a whites only casting was inappropriate. And on top of that, those of you in the industry who jumped on the bandwagon immediately without asking any questions, give me performative ally vibes. I'll die on that hill. Fight me if you want to. Actually, no. Fight your grandma. Fight your sister. It is what it is. Some other controversial burlesque topics have also been brought up over the course of the past couple of days that I'd also like to touch on, if you don't mind. If you are doing burlesque as a hobby, that is completely different than doing burlesque as a performer. If you are doing burlesque as a hobby, then you should expect hobby situations, hobbyists, other people who are dabbling, other people who are checking it out and learning. But if you've decided that you are going to make this a professional career and you want to do this, it's just like every other career, and you have to take the next step up, which means taking dance classes, which means upping your costume game, which means marketing, which means promotion, which means networking, doing the things that you have to do to make sure that you're competing at a professional level. Those of you who are trying to get by on doing hobbyist BS on a professional stage, it's just not gonna work. That's why you're not getting booked. Period. Nobody else will say it to you, but I just did. Fight your mom. Don't fight me. All right, so we've talked about burning burlesque topics for the day. I still haven't fixed my nail. I need to go downstairs and get my computer because on OnlyFans today, I posted my Amazon wish list because there are some things that I need that I don't want to buy. All right, so I just finished filming my basic burlesque routine, our newest basic burlesque routine video, and it features bumps and grinds. I think it's pretty cute. And I talk about how currently I am on track to make it to 10,000 subscribers before the end of the year, which is absolutely true, and I'm so excited about that. I've been really working on my channel for about a year now, and 10,000 subscribers is quite a big deal because on my Instagram, funny enough, I've been on there for years and I couldn't seem to break 5,000 until this year, but whatever. We're on track for 10K on YouTube, so assuming that happens before the end of the year, I'm gonna go ahead and do a burlesque related giveaway. Comment down below, let me know what you think I should give away. My back has been killing me as of late, so me and old Foamy over here, my foam roller, and I have been besties. My back hurts so bad. I think it's because I've gained weight, obviously. We're gonna talk about in another video. I know I keep saying that. I keep saying that we're gonna talk about the showgirl fit and showgirl thick journey, but you know what? Let's just talk about it right now. Let's be real. I have gone through ups and downs when it comes to body positivity and myself. I've always been a thick girl. I've never been super skinny. I've always been thick. I've always had hips. I've always had booty. I've always had thighs. They just never go away no matter how much I weigh. They're just there. However, my weight does fluctuate a lot, and since quarantine it has fluctuated a lot. I mean, I'm not ashamed because it was part of quarantine. We're all going through something, not sure exactly how things were going to pan out, so what did we all do? We stress ate. I ate at Cheesecake Factory and Red Lobster and everything that you could possibly think of all the time, and in the midst of doing that I gained about 25 pounds. 6 months, 25 pounds. Which is not crazy, but it also is kind of crazy because my body has never been this big before, and I hope this doesn't sound like fat phobic because I'm not. I think that we should be accepting of all bodies at all sizes. However, my body seems to be breaking down at this size. My knees hurt a lot. I haven't been working out, so my quads are super tight. I haven't been stretching. Everything is just kind of just slowly falling apart. Like I said, I have back pain. These are things that I've never had before. I know that also kind of comes with age. Geez, how old am I? I'm 31. I'm 32. Yeah. I'm out of my 20s, and that's new and different. And I know that women's bodies change, but I just feel like I'm out of shape, like something's wrong. Also, my clothes don't fit. Also, my costumes don't fit. So there's that. Might have to make some changes there if I want to put my costumes back on. The crazy thing is, a lot of people have said, like, you look exactly the same. And I can definitely see that I don't look exactly the same. I got a tummy now. I've got some rolls going on my back. I'm not gonna say that I don't look sexy because the clothes that I do have that fit, and the costumes that I do have that fit, I mean, I'm looking excellent. I mean, look at these. I've never had, get a load of these jugs, y'all. Get a load of them. Crazy. Like laying on the floor right now and looking at my boobs is wild. I've never had boobs like this before, and I absolutely love this. But this comes with weight gain. I'm thick and fabulous right now, but like I said, I feel like my body is falling apart, so we've got to make some changes. I'm a weightlifter. I've been lifting weights for the past 6 years. It really changed. My body composition, don't want you guys to misunderstand me when I talk about me getting back on my showgirl fit / showgirl thick journey. It's not because I want to be skinny. I know that I will never be a skinny girl. My body is just not built like that. I've never been built like that. I never will be. However, like I said, I've just gained a little bit of weight. I haven't been eating healthily, and it's time for me to get myself back in order and back in shape. Now I just have to get my ass to a gym. All right, sparkly people, thank you so much for tuning in once again. I can't believe that you listened to me talk about burning burlesque topics because that was controversial, but hopefully this will make you want to stick around and check out the rest of Vlogmas. So like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow.